Okay, so this video is going to be broken up into two parts, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of working from home for yourself. And we're going to kick off with the cons, and that's coming right up. G'day, Erhan from Zique Solutions, a channel dedicated to helping you prosper in your personal and professional life. As a person who works independently, I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk to you about the cons of working for yourself, in particular at home. And while it might seem glamorous on the surface, it's not entirely, and there can be drawbacks to it. So let's jump into it. Number 5. Lack of accountability. Working from home typically means freedom, and with freedom comes lack of accountability and lack of the requirement to meet particular KPIs. As such, this can definitely overrule you if you're not careful. While the idea of working from home might seem absolutely amazing, you got to keep yourself in check, because if you don't, you start falling behind, and guess what happens when you fall behind? You start getting some unhappy customers. So to thrive in an independent environment, you really do need to value customer satisfaction, and therefore that will be the driving force behind keeping you in check. So make sure that you value giving your customers your all, and while there can be times that you just want to chill out, knowing that you got to deliver is what will keep you accountable in this instance. 4. Isolation. So this one can be a tough one indeed. And while it might sound miserable going to work and, doing the daily grind and being around other people, it's not until you're in isolation and working for yourself that you realize how much you actually enjoy being around other people. Personally, I consider myself a bit of an introvert, so therefore I enjoy being in my own company, but there are times where I really yearn to be around other people, and having colleagues around can definitely make your day brighter. So don't take that one for granted, and consider this something that can be difficult when working for yourself. 3. Distractions. This somewhat intertwines with point number 5 regarding lack of accountability, but yet it still deserves its own place. The reason for this is, even if you do remain accountable, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to be distracted. Basically, you can still do your work and get distracted. In fact, you can still be accountable and get your work done on time. But distractions aren't necessarily going to make you not deliver on time. It's more about putting you in a position where you're not as efficient with your time. So yes, you'll still meet a deadline, but you won't do it with so much room to spare, if that makes sense. And if you're not careful, distractions can lead to playing video games, watching TV, going to the shops, even taking a mid-afternoon nap. And while naps are important, by the way, it's, depending on the situation, it might not be ideal. Basically, to get to the point, these are things that you can't really do at work. And if you can do it at home, that can be dangerous. Number 2, you live at work. Arguably, this could be one of the worst points of the lot, because when you think about it, you're at work, you're doing your job, and then when you get home, you can wind down, relax, put your feet up and put the television on. Basically, when you work from home, you live at work, and this can be quite stressful for some, especially if you're the type of hardworking person that just loves to get back to people via email at 8 p.m. and not be able to wind down. While it's a good attitude to have a strong focus on work, it can in a way be a bad thing, because downtime is for you to recharge, and if you don't recharge, it can actually make you suffer in the long term. 1. Loss of routine. Okay, so there's only one thing worse than getting up early in the morning to go to work. And you know what that is? Waking up early in the morning to go to work, which is in your home, knowing that if you're late, there's no repercussions. Therefore, it can be so tempting to let the alarm ring out, or not even have an alarm, causing you to wake up later and later each morning, and therefore going to bed later and later, and just putting you straight out of routine, not only interrupting your workflow, and also interrupting your other routine that you have during the day. And this can be a very vicious cycle. It's absolutely crucial to make sure that you wake up early, even though you know that you don't have to, and that way you keep in routine and you keep on top of everything. So while there are some cons related to working from home, in the next video I'm going to talk about the pros, because there's always good stuff about it as well. So if you're new to the channel, remember, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you've got any questions, or if you'd like to join the discussion, leave your comments in the section below. I might even feature your question in a video as well. So keep doing well, and I'll see you next time.